What's going on, everybody? This is Robert Brittle from Cigar Manor. I'm here today with
Nick Melillo from Foundation Cigars.
And we're here to talk about Foundation history and a lot of new things that are coming out this year for Foundation Cigars.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to have you.
Great to be here.
So my first question is, I would love to know about the history behind Foundation. I've heard many things, but I'd love to hear from the man himself.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know how it started. What was the first inkling of an idea to start this company?
Man, that's a great question. I think it started a little over 12 years ago. It was tough. I had a great job running the Drew Estate factory. I had a great team, and the FDA regulations were really coming into play around that time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the talk was you couldn't start a brand past a certain time period. Right? So there was a date of, I think it was August 4th, 2016, that they were talking that after this time period, you wouldn't be able to start a brand or start a company.
Yeah.
So that was a bit daunting, for me. And I said, if I don't start a company now or make a move, I might not ever be able to do it. So I made a really difficult decision to leave Drew Estate in 2014, and 2015 we launched at the trade show the summer of 2015, and we didn't start shipping our first brand until that fall.
Now, where did cigars come into your life? In childhood or teenage years? When did it fall upon your lap?
It started, my grandfathers were all big cigar smokers. Being from Connecticut, one of the coolest things to learn about was the history of cigar tobacco.
Yeah.
Connecticut, we have some good basketball, we have pizza, but as a young person, I wanted to get out of Connecticut. Connecticut wasn't as cool. Now I have a great admiration as time has gone on, but learning about cigar tobacco from the state was a huge, it was amazing. So I started really, early, and having a cigar with my grandfather, at 18, we'll say 18, was definitely a turning point. It was a coming of age.
Yes.
To be able to sit with your grandfather, learn, amazing stories. He was in World War II. He was a Marine. So that first experience was, you felt like you were becoming a man.
Do you remember the brand?
We smoked Opus X #2 torpedoes.
Okay, that's a good way.
Man, me and my brother, I actually have some great pictures from 1996. Yeah, of us smoking. My dad had built a little cabin house specifically for like my grandfather's, and a little area to hang out, which was cigar friendly. So we lit up for the first time, and Opus X had just come out the year before, and it was one of my favorite sticks. So that's really where it started, was through that.
That's a great way to start.
Yeah, not bad.
So what was the first line that came out from Foundation?
So we came out with the first line called El Huehuense, which was a homage to Nicaragua.
Yes.
It was a tough one for people to pronounce, but Huehuense is the oldest indigenous satire of the Western Hemisphere, which I had never known about until I moved to Nicaragua. And it's a folkloric dance, and it's seen everywhere in Nicaragua. Like, it's used in graffiti and, menus at restaurants, and it doesn't matter, what religious affiliation or political from Nicaragua. Everybody identifies with Huehuense if you're Nicaraguan. So I thought it was a perfect, imagery to start. And I knew I wanted to do a Nicaraguan blend to start. We started with Huehuense, and we had a really successful first show. That was the start, but it was definitely targeted towards the hardcore cigar smokers that kind of knew of my experience, because I was never on the sales and distribution side of the business at that point, so not many people knew who I was at all.
Right.
So we focused on a target market of smaller group of hardcore smokers, and from there we kind of built Foundation.
Now, was your foot already in the door, or was this a good entryway for you with the first line?
My foot was in the door in the sense that I had been on the manufacturing side for 12 years. So I helped, build the Drew Estate factory from when I started. We were a fraction of, what Drew Estate is now, but the factory was probably making around 5,000 sticks a day.
Yeah, wow.
By the time I left, over 12 years, they were making 105,000 a day.
That's insane.
So that was my learning, of learning leaf, learning tobacco, learning blending. And that feat from going from 5,000 to 105,000 a day, I mean, it was 12 years of nights and weekends and a lot of work. So
now, one of my favorite sticks of all time is the Olmec.
yes,
The Claro, Maduro.
yes, I had 3 this morning.
Oh my! I have 3 every day. So my question is, what inspired the creation of the Olmec?
So
For those that don't know,
I knew I wanted to do a San Andreas Maduro, leaf. San Andreas, the Negro seed is one of the oldest seed varieties in the world. And then, being a history lover, this area where that leaf is grown today is the same region where the Olmecs thrived. So outside of San Andreas, Veracruz, Mexico, and the Olmec were, to my studies, one of the first cigar smokers ever. And you'll see on the box and on the imagery of the Olmec, you'll see an image of what I think is one of the oldest images of a cigar.
yes,
So that just worked together, and it just 12 count boxes, the imagery of the colossal heads of the Olmecs.
my buddy 3D printed a big Olmec head for his shop.
Get out.
Yeah,
Get out.
this big.
Yeah, we have another customer. He sent me a bunch of those. Yeah, not quite that big, but yeah.
Very cool.
We've been talking about doing something like that for the show at some point, or just having Olmec heads at the entranceways.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, I think I might do that. I need a big 3D printer.
Absolutely. What makes the Wise Man blend unique to you?
So in both of them, the Corojo, so the lighter, the Corojo wrap, it's all Nicaraguan blend. It's filler, binder, and wrapper. So that's tough to grow wrapper in Nicaragua because the soil is so rich, it's heavy. We're kind of known for our heavy filler tobaccos. So in order to grow the wrapper, you have to do that under shaded tents, filtering the sunlight. So I think that makes it unique to do it fully Nicaraguan blend. I'm also working with Pepin Garcia on it, which is legendary. Yeah.
Dream come true, right?
Dream come true. I met Pepin back in 2003 when he first had come from Nicaragua. And I've just always been a huge fan.
Yeah.
So to be able to work with him was awesome.
Yes.
I think also the Maduro, I think if you look at our portfolio, these are all blends that are right down the middle. I think the Corojo, to me, it reminds me of what Cuban cigars used to be like.
Also one of my favorites,
Yeah.
I love the distinct flavor too, because every time I smoke one, I know exactly it's a Wise Man.
Yeah, there you go.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So they're nice medium. Some of our blends are much heavier, So I wanted to make sure we had in our portfolio a solid, mild to medium body blend.
Yeah.
That wasn't too overwhelming for people.
So, what defines a Foundation profile to you?
I would say, the blends, I think the balance and consistency of the blends. So even our stronger blends, there's a balance to them. And I think that's just because I'm blending all of them. So I have my own style that I've developed over the years. So there's certain combinations of leaves, certain things that I've learned over the years that I feel works for me, because I like all different types of blends, from mild to medium to full to strong. but to me it's all about the balance and how all of these leaves are working together, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the key, and I think we accomplished that in
Perfectly.
a lot of our blends. Yeah.
So you mentioned that it was the style. How exactly did you get to that point in your life where you said, this is the type of aesthetic I'm going for, the type of flavor I'm going for?
So I mean, I kind of reverse engineering, because I had taken a lot of cigars that I had loved, and then I started learning to back the leaf, so you start to learn the leaf from the different seed varieties, the growing regions, the different countries of origin, and then I started understanding kind of where the flavor profiles that I love in cigars are coming from, and then just through trial and error. Back in the day it would take a lot of blends, right? I was blending constantly. Now I'll sit in a room, I'll have my tobaccos laid out, and usually within 7 blends I have what like I know what within those 7 blends I'm gonna have what I need.
For someone who is starting a brand and they look up to you, for example, do you think that they need to learn the ins and outs of everything before they proceed? I mean, much like most other fields, right? If you're getting into the movie industry, you got to learn how to write, you got to learn how to direct, you got to learn all the hands, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they need that type of knowledge? Do you think it's essential?
I think so, man. Yeah. I think I do have a unique perspective in that I started working a cigar shop when I was 18. Then I moved to Nicaragua. Then I started my own brand. So that experience is everything. It's the experience which counts. So I think it's important to learn.
Or put in the 10,000 hours.
I think so. I mean, it depends on what side of the business you're trying to come into. Like starting at a cigar shop is a great place to start.
Right.
If you're driven and you're motivated, there's a lot of potential, man. You can go a lot of places.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you can either sit in a shop behind a register, that's one way to do it, but the other way is learning all of the products in the humidor, meeting with the suppliers, with the different companies. I mean, that's a great place to start.
Absolutely.
Unless you want to somehow move down to Nicaragua or something like that. Again, I had a unique experience and opportunity to do that. I don't know if I could have, if I tried to plan it, it would happen.
Yeah.
I was just kind of following my passions at the time.
But that's a big thing, is following your passion always leads you to, achieving your dreams.
It really does. Doors start to open, when you're truly
do what you love.
Committed to it, yeah. But if you have expectations, that doesn't work that way. You have to kind of go into it with no expectations.
Yeah.
And a true passion lies there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
how do you decide when a line is complete?
Great question.
That 7 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do, I work with all these different types of tobaccos. I usually am forming a line around the wrapper a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's where I want to kind of start the blends. I have a wrapper in mind, maybe that I haven't used, because I don't want to develop products that kind of homogenize the rest of the lines.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at different wrappers, and then I'm in my room. I don't let anybody in. It's just me and the tobaccos. I roll them. I blend them, roll them. Usually get 7, and then it's, do I love it? I'm a cigar smoker, but do I want to light up another one?
Yes.
Am I dreaming about that cigar? Am I smoking it down to my fingertips where I don't want it to stop?
Right.
That's really the telltale sign. If I'm ready to light up another one right away, or I can't wait to light up another one the next day, you kind of know that you're ready to go.
Yeah. Do you give it out to friends or family members before you decide putting it out?
Sometimes, but I don't get too many people involved. Because people I trust, like when I think I have something, I will, but I try not to get people involved in the process because sometimes I feel like it kind of muddles the water. Sometimes when you get too many opinions, then you start, second guessing. See, to me, it's again the passion. Like, do you love it? Do I love it? I gotta love it if it's gonna be successful.
I think that's very well said because I think at the end of the day, it's how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Because it's your brand, it's your line.
Yeah.
It's good to hear the notes.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like this makes me happy. I would love to see this out.
Correct.
I would love to smoke this one.
And I think that I'm able to do that because I do like all different flavor profile, strength levels.
Yes.
If I only just liked, super full bodied, that would be a problem.
Right.
But all of these blends, from our milder blends to medium to our cigars that I enjoy.
Yes.
So I'm able to do that. Where I'm able to blend a milder cigar or medium bodied cigar.
That's perfect. And I would say, which cigar best represents the brand today?
Oh man, that's a great question. Best represents the brand today. Wow, you're stumping me with that one. Best represent. Listen, I think Charter Oak, I would say, would be one that I just came out with. Not last year, a Charter Oak after my grandfather's.
Yeah.
So those two cigars, one is a Connecticut Broadleaf Maduro, and the other one is a Connecticut Shade. I think those, they represent Connecticut. We're one of the, I think, only cigar companies to have our office on a 300-acre farm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the Connecticut River Valley. So I think that makes us really unique. I think Charter Oak, makes... is a representation of Connecticut, and then also, Nicaraguan filler tobacco. It's all Nicaraguan filler tobacco. So So.
And one last thing is, what's next for Foundation? Where do you see Foundation in 50 years from now?
I hope it's a staple in every humidor, and I hope it stands the test of time. I mean, that was the whole point of, I think, having brands that have this depth and history and culture, and it's not kind of gimmicky, because I hope these things stand the test of time.
That's all
So I think Charter Oak, Tabernacle, Olmec, these are things that have existed. Wise Man. So I think they can, universally stand on their own.
And perfect. I would love to do a few rapid fire questions if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's see. Straight cut, V cut, or punch?
I do this. I have this scissors cut.
Oh, okay.
So I use it. It's one of these folding scissor cuts. So for me on the production floor, working tobacco bales, so those other cuts don't work for me.
Yeah.
So to have the scissors, I'm able to work with when I'm rolling tobaccos out. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Private terrace or lounge?
Oof. If I have to choose, I'm going to say private terrace.
Espresso
personally,
or wine with a cigar?
Espresso every day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daytime cigar, nightcap cigar?
Ooh, I'm going to go nightcap.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
Well, if I have to choose.
If one song was to define Foundation, what song would that be?
The song is actually called Foundation by The Reminders.
That's a great one.
Yeah, check it out. You can find it online.
Would love to.
Yeah.
And the final question, if the house is burning and you could save only one of your cigars from your line, what are you going to choose?
It would be Tabernacle, Double Corona, or the Toro.
You heard it here. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Nick?
It's great talking to you.
Yeah, great talking
Thanks
to you.
for coming, guys. I
Of course.
appreciate it.